Does Scotch taste better when you buy it in Scotland? Let's find out. Welcome to Average Joe's Whiskey. My name is Joe. We have a very exciting video for you today. By request, we're gonna be reviewing 2 Scotches purchased in Scotland. So these 2 bottles were actually donated to me. Donated. I feel like that's not the right use of that word. These bottles were actually given to me by my boss, Mr. Jin Yan. So thank you, Jin, for donating these bottles. Full disclosure, he picked up one of them for me and the other one he just hated so much that he decided to give it to me. But anyway, Jin was in Scotland a month or 2 ago and he was able to purchase these. So today we're gonna find out if Scotch from Scotland, all Scotch is from Scotland. Today we're gonna find out if Scotch purchased in Scotland is actually better than the Scotch you can buy here. Now, it's very possible that you can also buy these here. I didn't really check on that, so I'm assuming you can buy these here, but whatever, man. I'm just gonna review these 2 Scotches, okay? And I'm excited. This is our first Scotch review, and you're getting 2 for the price of 1. So let's knock these out. So both of these are from Islands off the west coast of Scotland. The Islands is kind of like a region. Whoa, damn, that cork came off real easy. It's got like no pop at all. Oh man, getting a preview of that one. A little smoke there. Ooh, that was a nice pop. All right, so the 2 bottles we're reviewing, we have Race. I'm probably not saying this correctly, but Race is an island off of the west coast of Scotland. I believe this one is lightly peated or like midway peated. Comes in at 46.4% alcohol, so that is what, 92.8 proof. And we're not gonna read the tasting notes. This bottle is Talisker Dark Storm. So Talisker is also on one of the islands off the west coast of Scotland. And this one I'm particularly excited about. I think Talisker whiskeys are typically pretty heavily peated. This one in particular is aged in a extra charred barrel, which I think is unusual for a Scotch. Scotch is typically aged in used bourbon barrels, which is why the color is so light and the climate is real mild. So the heat is not really helping push the whiskey into the wood. But with these extra charred barrels, this may be the darkest Scotch I've ever seen. I'm not sure how old it is. It's not age stated, which is a little disappointing, but this Scotch honestly is darker than like the 18 or 20-year-old Scotches that I've seen. Significantly darker. Obviously I can't do this blind because one of these is significantly darker than the other one. So we're just gonna taste these 2 normally. Ooh. That actually smells great. That's interesting. So I spilled some of this Race. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong the whole video, I'm sure. But when I spilled some of this Race, it was really smoky. Like I got some of it on my hands. I can still smell the smoke on my hands. But nosing it in the glass, it's not nearly as smoky as I would have imagined. It's got a lot more fruit than I thought it would. It's like really nice lighter fruits like pear and apple with some of that smokiness underneath. But it's not like hitting you in the face with the smoke like a Lagavulin would. I gotta be honest, I don't drink a lot of Scotches, but I do appreciate them. I really do appreciate them. This one just smells really nicely balanced with those apple and pear notes and the smoky peat. All right, let's try it. That's not bad. I have to say, I really like this a lot more than I thought I was going to. It drinks really sweet. You get that pear sweetness on the front of your tongue, through the mid palate, and that smokiness just kind of lingers on the finish. The nose matches the palate really well. Like, it's a really well-balanced palate and a really interesting finish. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with this. There's that UK sticker, so you know it's legit. All right, let's try this Talisker. So I have to say, on the nose, the Talisker is coming off really fruity. This one's more of like a red fruit, like raspberry. And there's a little bit of peat, but it's not smoky. It's not a smoky peat at all. It's just like a peat, which I have to be honest, I don't love. I do like the smoke, but I don't love just like the raw peat smell, which is what I'm getting here. Damn, and this was the one I was more excited about. This one was much more subtle on the palate, so far at least. Let's try it again. Yeah, the palate's really subtle. It has a nice finish. The finish is sweet and peat. Sweet and peat. But the front and the mid palate, I just really wasn't getting much of anything. It's a little sweet, it's a little smoky. It's almost too subtle to pick out individual notes. I wish they aged this longer, because it feels like the barrel added color but didn't really do anything else. Like with that deep char, I was expecting more vanillas and caramels and maybe like a fruity strawberry or something, and it really wasn't that at all. It does have a really smoky finish. I didn't get a whole lot of smoke on the palate, but the finish really delivers some smoke. So this was the one that Jin tried and decided to give away. Here, I'm gonna pour a little bit more of this. So this isn't age stated either. Hebridean single malt Scotch whiskey. Island population 161. Water from our well flows across volcanic rock and filters through Jurassic sandstone, adding minerals crucial to flavor development. Some impressive water there. Yeah, I really do love the nose on this thing. Fruity and smoky, just the perfect balance. I'm really repeating myself now. Well, this Race clear winner. This is an excellent Scotch. I'm completely blown away. Not that it's like the best whiskey in the world or anything, but it really exceeded my expectations. So good job to Race, man. Good job, you Scottish bastards. Well done. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in. Really appreciate you hitting the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please take a minute to do that too. And I will see you next time on Average Joe's Whiskey. Good night.